Hi, Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the Akim and to the elect that are scattered across the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth and faith and sincerity. I'm the brother Shema Allah from the Gym Missions Camp. And in this lesson, I'm going to be going into Proverbs, the 7th chapter, right? From the first verse into the last verse. So, let's get straight into it. It says, my son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, in my law as the apple of thine eye, right? Because the commandments basically brings forth life. Anything outside of that is death. Just like the ways of this world leads unto death because it's not operated in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. It says, bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart, right? Write them upon the table of thy heart. Meditate upon these things. All right, keep the commandments on your mind. All right. And then, too, the scriptures speak about the new covenant. They're going to actually be written on our minds. Right. We're going to be programmed. Right. It says in thy heart. Right. Which is talking about your mind, your spirit. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. So you see that it's basically referring to wisdom as a woman. Right. It is known, wisdom is symbolically known as a woman all throughout the scriptures. Right? It said that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattered with her words, right? The true wisdom, right, from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is the virtuous woman, right? But the strange woman, you see, because what would be opposite of the virtuous woman, right? The strange woman, which would be these other philosophies, different doctrines. This is what this is talking about. That's why when you go to Revelation 14, it speaks about those that were virgins, because they didn't get entangled, with these different doctrines. They didn't get intimate, right, with these different philosophies and idolatries and, whatever teachings are out here that is contrary to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that are contrary to the scriptures. It says, for at the window of my house I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youth a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house, right? Among the simple ones. Proverbs, first chapter, speaks about how long will you simple ones love simplicity, right? And fools hate knowledge, right? Roughly paraphrasing. Because the people don't take heed to the prophets. The people don't take heed until the men that the Most High actually gave his word to give them instruction on what not to do. All right? But it says, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And behold, there met with him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart, right? Going into these doctrines. It's subtle. Let's see what this word, subtle, right? Strong's H5341, Natazar, right? To guard, to watch, to keep, blockaded. Let's see. Coastal blockaded, guard with fidelity, guard from dangers. It says besiege, a hidden thing, right? When you go into the strong definition, a hidden thing, right? Because it's basically turning the truth into a lie, but it's making it sound good. That's why when you go to Ephesians 4:14, it says that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of man and cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Right, because that's all these different doctrines and religions are, right? It's just something that was just crafted cunningly, right, to deceive. It says about the sleight of men. You go into this word sleight, Strong's G2940, kubia. It says dice playing, the deception of men, because dice players sometimes cheated and defrauded their fellow players, right? So basically like trickery, right? That's why you can also go to 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Right? You see, seducing spirits. just like a woman can seduce you to do wrong, when you hear these different doctrines, when you hear these different philosophies, and it sounds sweet, right? And people start believing them. That's a seducing spirit, right? Proverbs 7:11. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now she is without, now on the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner, right? Because, hey, bro, that left hand energy is everywhere. It's so many things that you can get into, and and be, and man, it's a lot of wickedness out there, lurking everywhere. Because it said, hey, that the whole world lieth in wickedness. 1 John, what is that, the 5th chapter? All right, the whole world lieth in wickedness. It's at every corner. Death is lying at every corner, because that's what these philosophies and doctrine will lead to. America is also called the Valley of the Shadow of Death. There's actual physical death laying around, or everywhere, because this is a dangerous place. But also with these philosophies, that they're gonna lead unto death, right? It says, she caught him and kissed him with an impudent face, said unto him, I have peace offers with me this day I have paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, and diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon, right? So just dressed up, right? So where the appearance of it, right? It sounds true, sounds beautiful, right? Sounds good to your ears. Sounds like it's gonna be to your benefit, right? But it's the complete opposite. It says, come, let us take our fill of love unto the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. And right, because this can also be unrelated to an actual adulterous woman. But in this sense, we're dealing with a spiritual sense. All right. It says, for the good man is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He taketh a bag of money with him and will come at the day appointed. Now, when in the New Testament, right, it speaks about Yahushua being that man that is going on a long journey. Right? We know that Yahushua went to the heavens, and he's going to come back at a time appointed by the Heavenly Father. And no man, knows the day or the hour, right, when Yahushua will returns. So that's why you got to watch. That's why you got to be occupied in prophecies. But everybody's not going to be occupied in that. That's why people they're gonna basically, not believe anymore, and be taken hold by the seducing spirits, right? It says, with her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him, right? The dude fall out, bugged out on wherever is out here in this world. All right, going back amongst the dead. All right. It says, he goeth after a straight way as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasted to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life, right? Because it's going to end up getting you killed by the Heavenly Father, right? Because you're an Israelite, you're supposed to stay faithful to the Lord. You're only supposed to serve him. It says that the Lord is the jealous power. Right? It says, hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her paths. For she have cast down many wounded, yet many strong men have been slain by her. Right, all throughout history, men have failed through idolatry, through that left-hand side energy, following after these different nations. Right, many people, in our nation, which are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right, nothing ever good came out of serving these different gods, serving these different idols. Right? That whole satanic energy. Nothing ever good comes out of that. Right? It says, her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death, right to the grave. That's where you're going to end up. Right? So, this lesson was edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.